Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to HP to XP. I am Chris, the Dungeon Master for our Adventures in Umbranthal campaign. Before we jump into our story tonight, I do have some announcements. As we mentioned, we are getting near the end of our first season of our Adventures in Umbranthal, and beginning May 5th, we are going to be doing a month of one-shots. So on May 5th, our very own Sarah Kate is going to be leading Maple and Maple's Muffins on a D&D summer camp adventure. On May 12th, Mirage will be taking a party through Monster of the Week. On May 19th, Steph is going to be leading a one-shot of Mouse Guard. And on May 26th, we'll come back to the world of Dungeons & Dragons with Matt leading us on a Wild Mount adventure. And then beginning on June 2nd, our very own Jake is going to take on running a season of a long-term campaign. And we will be kicking off that beginning in June. As a reminder, our cast is generally not in chat during our game, but we do check in at our break and afterwards, so if you do have something there, you can throw it. But we're always available on Discord, so please do use the links in our description and in chat to join up, sign up for Discord, meet us there, chat, be part of the community and part of the conversation. Be sure you also check out our YouTube channel where you can see Maple shorts, campaign streams that you might have missed, exclusive content on world building, role play, character creation, and more. While you're there, make sure you give it a thumbs up and a subscribe and all of that good stuff. But now, the adventure begins. Welcome to Umbranthal.
Journey to Umbranthal is produced for mature audiences. The topics and roleplay may be challenging, including instances of violence, power, and race. Our chat and comment sections are a place to respectfully engage with these topics and offer us your feedback.
Having defeated the ghasts on the second floor of the keep, the party readied themselves to ascend the third floor. Before they had the chance, though, they were set upon by three small fiends, quasits, that attacked. Dealing with these shape-shifting creatures quickly, our heroes began to move up to the third floor. There, Rhys divined that they would be facing a small army of fiends. Rather than risk the battle with an alerted foe in such numbers, they retreated to assess their options and come up with a plan. Continuing to gather information from analyst books, they elected to investigate the area around the keep. The reconnaissance revealed a large tunnel leading under the keep, fenced off with a wooden picket screen. With this information and knowledge of their previous encounters, they returned to Lindworm to strategize. Back in town, Cloud used a sending stone to call Bjorn, the traveling mage they'd met before entering the Commonwealth. Hearing of their predicament and their information, he elected to teleport to them, a moment that elicited both excitement and, for some in the party, embarrassment. Bjorn's information led the Umberbuds to believe that the fiends had trapped a gold dragon. A plan was devised to sneak into the keep using invisibility and root out the fiends and undead in search of the prison holding the Great One. The party of 6 descended to the larder below the keep. They dealt with a tedious encounter with skeletons and wights, but using strategic thinking defeated these foes, while Fenn managed to stay silent and preserve his invisibility. Their investigations revealed no evidence of the dragon or its prison. However, careful examination led them to a secret door in the wall. Opening the door revealed a hole in the floor, descending deeper below into the keep. Fenn, as you look at this hole in the floor, you can see that cut into the brick as it goes down are spots where the bricks have been intentionally carved away to make hand and footholds, almost like a ladder descending. What would you like to do?
Well, I don't know if that leads to that sewer thing we saw earlier or what, but given that I'm over here, and you just Fenn just screwing with everybody. Given that I think that I'm still invisible and I'm still focusing on trying to keep us quiet, I'm happy to go down first and see if this is worth exploring or if we know what's upstairs is really what's waiting for us.
That sounds good, Fenn. Just scream really loud if anything happens. Go ahead, Mirage.
Sorry. I forgot you were there. You're still invisible. I think that's a good idea, though.
And Fenn taps Ahzyris on the shoulder and then still moves to the other side, forgetting that he's invisible. But yeah.
He still jumps a little bit, just a little bit, though.
Fenn, you notice Bjorn sort of pulls out a pair of silver rings and mutters a little bit to himself, and suddenly in your head you can hear, "If you let me know what you find, I can relay it to the rest."
Fenn nods and then realizes nobody can see him.
You can think it and I can hear you.
Oh Lord, he can read my thoughts now. That's a really dangerous thing. He tries to clear anything, any memories or anything else out of there, and it says, "I'll be sure to do that." And with that, I think Fenn's going to cautiously try to descend stealthily.
Okay. So, as you descend, you find yourself going down a good 20 feet. This is a pretty long carved tunnel. As you reach the bottom, you find yourself sort of descending out of the ceiling and into a warren of cave and cavern underneath the keep. The floor is damp with sort of natural moisture that you would find. There's a deep mustiness and periodic smell of rotten decay. Nothing very overwhelming, but definitely the understanding, the sense that sort of these... this is a place where things have died in the past, without a doubt.
Do I see any, given that the ground is kind of damp and stuff, do I get a sense of any footprints or recent activity or commotion?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
That's an 8.
Okay, so with an 8, you can tell that there has been movement through here, but you can't tell if it's very recent. It's not like there are no like footprints in the mud sort of thing, but you can definitely see that this is a spot where there has been movement. Things have been drug at some point in time.
And in from what I can tell, is there exits or are there...
Sure. So where you're standing right now, facing sort of as you've come down and sort of turned away from the wall and are facing more into where this cavern goes, to what would be your left stretches out a long cavern that you can see as it goes down sort of begins to open up and branch off. There's another small alcove to your right that you can see dead ends, maybe only 15 feet to your right. There's nothing there, and you don't see anything very readily going down the hallway that you can see down.
I'm going to go check out the alcove real quick.
Sure. So popping into the alcove, you take a quick look around. You don't see any evidence of any occupation at any point in time. There's no debris. There's just a little bit of rock rubble, some typical moisture like you would find in a cave, but nothing there. It reveals nothing of interest.
And okay, I'm going to return to where I was and glancing at the longer, I guess, cavern that branches off. Does that appear to go into? Is it appear to me, at least from my sense of direction, to head out towards the sewer or the where we knocked down the wooden boards when we first explored it?
It does not. Based upon knowing directions reasonably well and where you've come down, it actually seems like it leads back towards the other end of what would be the keep. So where you had come down would have sort of been in the southeast corner of the keep. This sort of heads westward, almost in a straight line, but hooking a little bit back to the north.
Do I see anything that appears to suggest it's heading towards the sewer area? Or towards the sewer entrance?
Not from where you are. There, as this tunnel continues, it has a couple of little branches and then curves, but there's nothing that you can see beyond those perspectives yet.
Okay. I am going to relay that information to Bjorn to relay to the group, saying that I don't see the pathway that leads to the opening we found, but there does seem to be something that heads deeper towards into the manor underneath. But that's all I know, and then it branches off. And see if anybody.
Bjorn relays all that information. Is there anything you want to share with him or suggest?
So I'm just gonna make sure I understand.
Sure.
It's like a tunnel that still doesn't seem to connect to the sewer, but also seems to go down into the building somewhere, correct?
So you are down below the building. It does not immediately seem... So where the entrance to the sewer would have come in towards the far northeast corner. Where Fenn has come down is the far southeast corner, and this is now opened up into a tunnel that then curves from Fenn's position. It might curve back towards that sewer entrance, but from where he's at right now, it's just impossible to know without exploring further.
Okay.
Rhys is going to say to the others, it might be worth it for me to remove my armor and climb down there just to take a look. And I only say remove my armor because I don't want to climb down a well with heavy armor on.
Bud, how safe do you think that is?
To climb down with armor on? Probably not very. That's why I'd like to take it off and then you can throw it down at me and that's fine. I'm not going to hurt the armor.
Oh,
no, Bud.
You put it on when you're down there? Is that how that works?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So the goal here is not to fall down this well wearing heavy armor and then break my neck. That's what I'd like to avoid.
So...
as the DM, I'm going to jump in here for a second. Rhys, you have a pretty reasonable athletics score, don't you?
He does, yes. But
okay.
I'm just,
Okay.
Heavy armor. Climbing down the rope with heavy armor would be pretty tough.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
So it seems as though perhaps these fiends are either in one of two directions. So we can either go down and join Fenn, or we can go a different way. But I feel like since we've already started this way, we should keep going this way. And I don't think we should split up. So I think perhaps if we go this way, we all go together.
My intuition is that if we're dealing with fiends, they're probably underground, right? Ahzyris?
Perhaps. There were some upstairs that we know of, but I'm sure that there's probably more down here.
I just don't expect a pit fiend or whatever to be hanging out in the loft and enjoying the starry night, so...
That is fair.
That does sound nice, though.
Fenn has been thinking down in there, and he's just going to relay back, not having really heard this, but as a player having heard this, but having been thinking it as well, with our distance learning exercise, Bjorn, you might want to ask the others too. I know Ahzyris has a lot of knowledge. When we fled before, they didn't follow, is that typical fiend behavior, or is that because they're protecting something?
When that is relayed, Ahzyris will say, most likely they were protecting something. If they wanted to cause chaos, they would have just chased us out and attacked, but they didn't.
So,
All right.
so Finn's kind of
Bjorn relays all that back and forth.
Yeah, just to continue.
The Bjorn walkie-talkie is working just fine.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's good to have a transmitter. So Finn, thinking about that, says, "Well, then, if we're looking for an object, some kind of dragon mirror, maybe that's where it is. I don't see an entrance to the sewer, so I'm assuming that it has to come around here somewhere. I don't know, but
I say we just go in
upstairs."
down
And go ahead and okay. I think I would suggest we go up while we still have some of our strength, if that's what we think they're protecting something that we're looking for.
There were a lot of them on the upstairs level.
15.
But that said, I don't know if that's what they call sometimes a red herring or not.
Ahzyris, what are your thoughts?
Our resident fiend expert, emeritus.
Mirage, meanwhile, just complete head empty, no thoughts. Hold on, let me try and be smart. Ahzyris just kind of like taps his chin. It's definitely likely that the item could be up there. It could also be likely that that's just where the fiends have been staying. I don't know for sure.
All right.
I think it wouldn't hurt to explore down here while it's relatively quiet, just in case.
Well, all right then. Since I'm down here, I mean, if y'all want to come down, I'll try to maintain this quietness, and then I'm again, because I'm still invisible, I'm happy to scout ahead a little bit in front of the party.
I think that sounds like a good idea. Anyone else in favor of going down?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, everything upstairs should stay put for a while, so I don't think we have anything to worry about. Don't wait for us.
Do you think you'll be able to fit into here, Maple?
I don't know, DM. Struggling a bit.
Not yet. Not yet. It's a reasonably sized space. What I will note for all of you is that in all of the commotion that did happen down in the larder level, you never did hear or experience anything sounding like it was coming down behind you from up above. So if it's still up there, it was not concerned enough to try to come down.
All right. Let's go and let Fenn lead.
Rhys is taking off his armor and he's going to climb down, and then he's going to throw his armor down there first, and then he'll climb down.
Okay.
So
yeah. So let's go ahead, make a stealth roll. You have passed without a trace. Still.
So add 10 to it.
Yeah, but make a stealth roll. I'll even be nice and just say make it a straight roll. I should probably have you make it a disadvantage. But
is it too late to say Maple went down first and is like holding her arms up?
It is too late to say that Maple went down first.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
That's 11.
That's 11.
11.
That's 11. So
chink chink.
Damn it.
You just hear Fenn kind of like send to Bjorn, tell him to stop making such a racket. It's like, that's why I'm doing this.
Bjorn just shakes his head and allows you to continue on.
That was a ruckus.
Fenn, you don't immediately take note of, like, the walls didn't suddenly attack you or anything.
That would have sucked.
Yeah. 11 ropers come out of into existence.
No.
Exciting.
No. So
okay,
far, this is a roper free zone.
Rhys is going to climb down afterward.
Okay.
So when the others come down, and I guess wait for Rhys to reattach his armor, and then once that's done, Fenn will move out about 20-30 feet in front of the others, just telling them, okay, I'm going.
All right, so everybody is headed down.
You want an athletic check or no?
Okay. No, again, there's stones carved out of the wall to make a ladder. This is something that is very easy to make it both up and down, as the saying goes. All right, so as you all descend, you find yourselves in this space. The cave sort of curves out away from you. Fenn, you can go ahead and move up as far as you would like. So, Fenn, as you reach this point, you can see a single one of these creatures that you fought on the second floor, aghast, sort of shuffling down the hallway in the general direction of where the sound of falling armor might have alerted it, or it might have just been headed that way anyway.
Fenn is mentally gonna send to Bjorn, there's ghast in here. There's one like only about 10 feet in front of me right here. The passage splits in like many directions.
Okay, and he relays that in a whisper to everyone else.
As soon as that happens, Rhys is going to touch his amulet, which glows, and he's going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on himself.
Okay.
I cast Protection from Good and Evil on, or Cloud cast it on himself, like before we went into our last combat. I think it's, is it 10 minutes?
Yes.
I don't know if it's still up. It could have taken us a while.
I would say probably 10 minutes has elapsed between the combat and then the investigation after the combat.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I know this time to go last, so there's that.
Right. Just keep me alive, I suppose, and let me soak up all these gas.
Soak up gas. Haha.
You got it, bud. Am I allowed to stay behind you, or how much of that, how much of that juice do you have left to give me? I'm so sorry for taking so much of it before. I feel really bad. I'm not.
I have almost none. I can probably help someone.
Do you have any rages left?
That'd be a 1, bud. So I've gotta plan this accordingly. If you think that I'm making a bad choice, why don't you just tap me on the shoulder and tell me to not do that, okay?
All right.
If I recall,
I'll ask Bjorn if Fenn only saw one ghast or if there's more.
He lets you know that Bjorn, or that Fenn only mentioned one.
Okay.
And Fenn, as sort of everything's been going on here, you do see this thing just sort of slowly wending its way toward you. It's not moving with any sense of urgency, but it's sort of
Finn's
looking
just
around
gonna
a bit.
sim back mentally and is gonna say, "It's a coming." And then out of character also say, I think we were able to take some of the things off okay as long as we can pick them off individually. Without having to utilize all of our other stuff. So
Maple, you should save your rage for whenever we find the and
the big bad.
For my sake, I'm going to be saving Sahanin's touch for those of us who go unconscious. That's all I'm using it for.
Fenn, I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Okay. That's a 16.
Okay, you smell the stench of this ghast as it gets close to you and just sort of shake it off and manage to not throw up in your mouth, which is great, but you also find yourself now suddenly the entire scent has just disappeared. It no longer seems to affect you at all.
Oh man, is that what the others felt like I smelled like when we first met each other? This is
Well, let's try and take this one out quietly, I suppose. I'll whisper.
So I think what Fenn is going to do is going to move over here.
Okay.
And then is there a pebble or a rock anywhere?
Absolutely.
On
It's
the
a
ground?
cave. There's all kinds of pebbles and rocks. Not a problem.
He's just gonna throw a pebble further down the hallway back towards the party. Not real loud, but enough to maybe make it like just curious.
Okay. So at that, it goes ahead and sort of turns the corner where it can immediately see everyone, and it is going to use its remaining movement to run up between the direction of Rhys and Maple. So give me a second, and everybody can roll initiative.
As it starts to run down the tunnel, and this can also be my first action if you want,
Sure.
Cloud's going to cast protection from good and evil on themselves.
Okay, not a problem. You can do that having seen this thing come into view. So, all right, everybody roll initiative. 20 and over.
Oh dear.
15 to 20.
16.
Okay.
I got an 18.
All right.
19 for Maple.
19 for Maple. Okay. Bjorn got a 6. Cloud, what'd you get?
A 3.
Rhys, what'd you get?
1.
Okay, outstanding. Maple, you are up first. There is a ghast immediately just next to Rhys
Off
and
to a great start rolling.
just over 5 feet away from you.
Okay, Maple, having realized that she needs to save her rage, is profusely whispering over and over and over again, save your rage, bud, save your rage, bud, save your rage, bud. And she's still gonna go ahead and swing at this thing twice.
Okay.
That counseling is working.
All right. So you close within melee. Go ahead.
So that's an 18.
That hits.
And then after realizing that it's probably safe to go all out, this next one, Maple's gonna go ahead and use both of her buffs, but
Okay.
that first one I didn't say it.
Okay.
So that's a 9 for the first attack.
Okay.
And for the second guy, does a 15 hit this thing?
A 15 hits.
Okay. So that's gonna be 17 damage. for
Okay,
the
so
second hit.
all right, so 9 on the first one, 17 on the second one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your axe comes around and chunk into this thing. It lets out another hearty growl. And does that end your turn?
Yes, it does.
All right.
Attacks are on me or with advantage.
Ahzyris, you are up.
If Ahzyris has a clear shot at it from here, like he's tall enough, I imagine.
Yeah,
you can just kind of like. Psh.
Yeah. Cool. Bank shot.
He's just gonna toss a couple Eldritch Blasts at this boy.
Go for it.
Gladly. The first one definitely misses with a 6. The second one is an 18.
Okay, the 18 hits.
Cool. For a whopping 8 force damage.
All right.
And the poor Cloud and Bjorn standing right next to him as he casts the whole entire cavern probably just gets really dark for a minute. So sorry.
Okay.
And that's his turn.
That ends your turn. Okay. Fenn, at the top of your turn, you see 5 more of these things coming this direction. What would you like to do?
Good.
Fenn is going to move around 5 feet into this little, I guess, side cavern.
Sure.
Does he see anything in the side cavern, first of all?
You don't. There's nothing obvious in there as you go in and take a quick look behind you.
And then send a mental message to Bjorn. 5 more coming. 5 more coming. And and then let it go with, and then that's gonna end his turn.
Okay, and Bjorn does let out a very not so quiet "more on the way." At that, it is the Ghast's turn. He is going to go ahead, Maple, since you hit it, he is going to make a claw attack on you. A 20 is going to hit, not a natural 20, but a 20 nonetheless. He does 9 points of slashing damage, and I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
The first time I think in this whole campaign I've taken all of that damage. That's an 18.
Okay, you feel your entire body start to sort of lock up, and then you kind of shudder, and it seems to go away. It is going to stand right there. At that, it is Bjorn's turn. Having heard that more stuff is coming, he is just going to throw a quick magic missile at this thing. He does a whopping 1 point of damage. Not being
casters.
Not being super helpful. And then looks at you very quickly, Ahzyris, and says, "We may need to talk about that," in reference to the darkness. And that will end his turn. Cloud, you're up. What would you like to do?
Oh boy, 5 more. I don't like it. And Cloud's fur is just going to start standing up, reminiscent of a slightly gangly marshmallow. And they will cast, Sacred Flame on the nearest one. It's a dex save of 14.
Okay. Well, with a natural 3 and not being especially dexy, he fails.
Oh,
and any damage that you do is going to be enough to crumple this thing into the ground dead.
Excellent. I'll just have it like sizzle and then fall to dust.
It
then...
sizzles and falls to dust.
Then with the remainder of my turn, I will wait because, man, I don't want to be in front. I'll pass the turn.
All right, Rhys, you are up. From where you are at, you can probably just barely start to see these things coming around the corner.
Okay, so Rhys is going to go ahead and sprint ahead, and then as soon as he turns the corner and sees all those guests, he's going to say, "Oh, shit," and then swing Shatter Spike.
I told you!
All right. Go
it's
for
like
it.
that meme of the bag of dead rat inside or something, and the guy opens it and it's like, I don't know what I expected.
Does a 13 hit?
A 13 just hits.
Okay, great. For 12 damage on that first swing as he comes around. Cross slash, and then he's going to reverse slash on the way up. On that first ghast, I assume an 18 hits for another 12 damage.
Okay.
And that'll be his turn. He'll just stand there and look pretty.
All right, sounds good. Top of the round, Maple, you are up. What would you like to do? You have just seen Rhys take 2 big slashes at one of these things. Is your axe is uncovered, so you do have vision.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I would like to say Maple's axe has been uncovered since they dropped down.
Sure.
Maple seeing Rhys, jump ahead and then probably hearing the slashing of Shatter Spike, will also race forward and join him.
All right.
And just, oh geez, bud. After seeing all 5 of them and realizing she might take a lot of damage. Okay. So she's just going to attack recklessly on these, not taking -5 because she's nervous.
Okay, go for it.
So that's a 25 to hit.
Okay, which one are you targeting first? The one right in front of Rhys or the one right in front of you?
The one right in front of Rhys.
Okay, easily
Probably
done. You definitely hit.
So it's gonna be 8 damage on the first one.
Okay.
And then on the second one, Maple raises her axe and hits with a whopping 9. Doesn't matter which one I pick; they're both the same.
9 is the attack roll.
Yep.
Okay, so at that, the first blow buries in, and you do some damage. But as you go to come back at it, it sort of pivots out of the way and manages to just avoid being hit.
Cool. Okay. I think Maple likes where she is because she's blocking everyone else that's still farther down the tunnel. So
Okay.
I will stay put.
All right, outstanding. So at that, Rhys, the ghast that is directly in front of you is going to make a claw attack on you. Disadvantage. Well, with a nat 1 and a nat 20, he does not succeed.
Oh.
So at
Whoa.
that, he is going to move just 5 feet over, staying within melee range of you, but making room for some of his fellows to get around. Ahzyris, you now suddenly see a...
Wait, wouldn't he move out of melee for Maple?
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
Opportunity
Maple,
attack.
you get an opportunity attack.
Gee,
Yay.
thanks, Steph.
Fuck yeah.
Good observation.
Always looking out. That's an 11.
That does not connect.
Bjorn said
So-
5 gas, so now my heart rate has
Sorry.
increased.
Don't you get it
Uh-huh,
reckless because
uh-huh.
you swung reckless this turn?
Oh, yeah, so never mind. That's a 24.
Okay, that connects, and whatever amount of damage that you would have done is enough to send him crashing to the floor dead. See, this is where strategy is important.
Oh.
All right, Ahzyris, it is still your turn.
Cool.
You have seen a whole bunch of ting, 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 thunk, as a ghast hits the ground.
Beautiful. Ahzyris will glance back at Bjorn after he said that and just kind of smile and just be like, I would love to talk. And then he's going to move forward.
Okay, go ahead and move.
Cool. Let me just measure something really quick. Okay, so according to this measuring tool that I'm using... Oh, nope, that one's dead. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Well, anyways. Gonna use it anyways. So, Ahzyris is going to step here and point his staff forward and cast Tasha's Caustic Brew.
Okay.
So, nasty, sickening sort of acid just sort of right straight over both of the ghasts in that line of view.
Right, fight bad smells with other bad smells.
Uh-huh. This one just kind of like burns more than smells bad.
So tell me again, of the 4 that are up, who's it actually targeting then?
Sorry, the 2, I don't know if you can see me measuring.
Okay,
These 2 here.
sure. So the one in front of Maple, and then the one that would kind of be on the kitty corner, heading in that
Yes.
direction. Got it.
Cool. So I need a dex save of 14, please.
Okay. Well, with a 16 and a 20, they both save.
Dang it. Well, let me read it. Cool. I think nothing happens. God damn it. Wasted
Okay.
one of my spell slots. God fucking damn it. Nothing happens, really?
A bummer.
Oh, he's such a good wizard.
There is a sad trombone noise that you hear in your head.
Wah, wah.
All right. You gonna do anything else, or does that end your turn?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. At that, one of the guests from the back row is going to go ahead and move forward, and he is going to go ahead and make a bite attack. A claw attack on Rhys. Again, not knowing that it's a disadvantage. A 14 is not going to hit, so he fails to connect. Fenn, you're up. What would you like to do?
Fenn still maintaining invisibility and silence, and wondering if there's anything else down this hall, is going to skirt the halls.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 there.
Okay.
And move there.
Give me go ahead and give me a stealth roll with your pass without a trace, just to make sure you don't actually bump into one of these things on the way past.
All right, that's a 30.
Yeah, that's fine. You like the wind, you just sort of float through.
I'm picturing like the hair of the White Walkers when Arya runs past, except that I'm not actually stabbing anyone or playing the hero. And with that, is going to prepare his bow, but he's not. He's gonna hold an action to see if any of his companions are seriously wounded on whether he's going to shoot or not. So he just would hold his action on that.
Okay. All right. That ends your turn. Yes? That ends your turn? Matt?
Is it Fenn?
Yeah.
Oh, that ends my turn.
Okay, very good. Making sure. Okay, at that, the ghast that Fenn managed to dance around is going to move up next to Rhys, also in melee with one of its friends, negating its disadvantage. Doesn't fucking matter. With a natural 8, it's going to fail to connect and do nothing. The ghast directly in front of Maple is going to go ahead and make an attack. You are not raging yet, right? Nope. Okay. Okay, so with a 22, though, its claws are going to dig into you, Maple, for 11 points of slashing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
No.
I think you're muted, maybe?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
I accidentally. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Okay. 21.
Okay, so once again, you start to, as that claw sinks in, you feel your body start to lock up, and it ebbs and abates once more, ending its turn. The final ghast is going to push its way around the corner and also take a swing at Rhys because it can't move through anybody's spaces. With a 22 to hit this time, it is going to connect. It is going to do 12 points of slashing damage, and I need a Constitution save.
Great. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Oh, sick. 9.
9. You feel your body locking up, and you are paralyzed.
Here we go again.
Okay, having seen that attack, Fenn is going to release an arrow attack on the one that is directly in front of Rhys.
Okay.
This one, the one that was where the dead one has. Because he was holding his actions.
Yep.
You can't hold bonus actions, can you?
No, only an action.
Okay, so action, so the first arrow is a natural 1 for 10.
Okay, that's gonna obviously clatter off into nothingness.
And a second attack is a 12.
That manages to just miss as well, sort of seeing all of this commotion happen and firing really quickly, being worried about letting the invisibility drop. The arrows seem to kind of scatter wide, and you pop into
I was better off just being invisible. As I might pop into existence like, oh man, now I'm really not worth anything.
All
and
right. So it is now Bjorn's turn. Seeing all of this, he is going to, I need to turn that on. He is going to go ahead and move up behind Ahzyris, where he should be able to get a pretty decent shot, but seeing all of you here so close, he does not want to do anything too crazy, so he is going to cast Mind Spike on the one that just hit Rhys. So we need a wisdom save. It fails its save, taking 3d8. Where are my d8s? 5, 13, taking 16 points of damage, so its poor little brain, to the extent that it has one, has been fairly significantly rocked by this blast from the bear, who will then remain there. Cloud, you're up. What would you like to do?
Oh boy. Seeing two ghasts out there, Cloud is going to feel very nervous. I don't know if I should be using my bigger spells. Maybe it's really hard to tell. I'll just Sacred Flame again. It's a dex save of 14.
Okay.
One of them.
Sure. With a 3, it misses, so which one do you want to target? Pick one of the 4.
The one, I can only see 2 of them. One
Okay.
extra Rhys. For 7 points of radiant damage, whichever one looks more hurt.
Okay. You can definitely hit the one that hurt, that you just saw shudder under.
And then.
Yep.
Oh.
No, go on.
And then seeing Rhys stiffen up, Cloud is going to assume paralysis, which they had, and if possible, move up to Rhys. And is it an action or a bonus action to use that necklace I have?
It would be a bonus action in the same way that giving a healing potion would be. Are you 30 or 35 feet?
I am 30 feet, but
Okay.
I can feline agility and double my speed as long as I refill it. So I'll do that.
Then with feline agility, you can get within range of him.
Okay. I will do that, and then I believe Lesser Restoration is going to solve this? Yes. So I will, Cloud will take a bead off of their necklace and, I don't know, hold it out or whatever is necessary.
Yeah, it just uses it to cast. Yeah.
Okay. And cast Lesser Restoration on Rhys. This is important, Rhys. We really need you.
Okay, so Rhys, that spell energy courses through your body and you find yourself popping back into existence. Cloud, that ends your turn?
Yes.
All right, Rhys, you are suddenly popped back into feeling all of this ability to act and do. You are ready to go. What would you like to do?
Rhys is going to, after he starts moving again, appear very worried, and then cast a Shield of Faith on himself.
Okay.
Before he takes a couple of swings at the ghast in front of him.
Okay.
So first attack is a 23.
23 is going to hit.
8 damage, and then his second attack is going to be a 15 for 8 damage.
15 hits, okay, for 8 damage. All right, both of those connect.
And then he's just going to stand there and look enticing.
Okay, you do in fact look delicious. Maple, you're up. There is a ghast right in front of you. There's a ghast right in front of Rhys. There's a couple more off to the side. What would you like to do? Rhys is looking particularly fetching all of the sudden.
I would like to say that Maple, trying not to alert Rhys that she's doing this, kind of looks over her shoulder and mouths a thank you to Cloud, as to not embarrass him. And then she'll go ahead and take her swings at the guy right in front of her, because she's losing an awful lot of hit points, and this is with her buffs, because she can't afford to not.
Okay.
So it's going to be recklessly and -5 for 17 for the first one.
17 hits.
So that's going to be 18 damage on the first one.
Okay.
And the second one, oh, I don't know why it did that. And we'll take the first one, 15. What about a 15 to hit for the second one?
15 will also hit.
Perfect. So it's going to be a 20 damage. So 18 and 20.
All right. So at that, this ghast that is directly in front of you falls to the ground dead.
Next question.
Again.
Can I now scooch on over their dead bodies and slash at one of the other ones that is getting Rhys?
Yeah, you can move.
With my bonus action?
There's one right in front of Rhys that you wouldn't even have to scooch for.
Is there?
Yeah, there's one
Oh.
on top of the skeleton right in front of him.
Oh, all right. Well, let us hit that one because there's too many of them. So that's a 15 again.
15 hits.
Yay! So that's an 18 again for damage.
Oh, okay. It's looking pretty rough, but it is still up. Are you going to move, or are you going to stay right there?
I think Maple, in order to take that off of one of them, because taking it from 3 is a lot. Can Maple move like over the dead body right in front of her, like in that space next to the one? Okay, I would just like to say that's where she is.
Sure. So, do you want to be, just so I understand, do you want to be basically where the dead body is? Do you want to be around further? Because right now you're not in melee with anything, so you can go anywhere you want to go.
Yeah, I would like to be like around on the other side, like trying to take some of their attention.
Okay, so I can put you right there. That keeps you in melee with the one that you just hit that is still up. You won't take the opportunity attack, but it now gets you around that corpse on the floor. Cool.
Thank you.
That ends your turn. He's dead. Ahzyris, you are up. There is a swaying ghast between Maple and Rhys, and 2 more that are still up.
Cool. Whoops, I still have that tool. Let me. Woohoo. So there is one just north of him because it looks like it's just dead on my map.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the other one so that we don't see them stacked for you guys.
Neat. Just wanted to make sure.
I'll get rid of the corpses to make things clearer.
Cool. Ahzyris has been probably muttering under his breath frustratedly since his last turn. So he is just going to lift his staff and smack this guy with a shocking grasp.
Go for it.
I see.
With a 12 to hit.
12 just misses. You trying to not hit Rhys, you managed to just barely miss. You're gonna stay right there.
Bad at this.
Blame the dice. It's not him.
No, it is him.
Okay.
I fully accept him, and I
All
love
right.
him for it.
Yes.
No, that's it.
Oh.
He just looks upset.
He looks sad. Okay, Rhys, this guy that Maple just whacked is going to go ahead, and he is not going to attack you. He is going to wheel around and attack Maple because she's the one that just did damage to him. Maple with a 19 plus stuff, he is going to hit with
Every single one, man.
with a bite attack. You take 11 points of piercing damage.
I did this to myself.
And he's gonna stay right there. Fenn, you're up.
Okay, so Fenn is seeing all this, is just gonna mutter to himself, pull out the first arrow, whispering to it in Elvish, as he casts Hunter's Mark on the one that just struck at first level, on the one that just struck Maple.
Okay.
He's gonna release his first arrow attack.
Go for it.
And that's a 21 to hit.
That hits, and any damage that you do is going to be enough to crumple this thing to the ground.
It does 11 points of damage.
Yeah.
And then he's going to take a second arrow and then just point at the one that got mental spikes earlier.
Yep.
And he's going to take a second arrow attack and say, now it's your turn. And that is a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
And that is another 11 points of damage.
And at that one crumples to the ground dead as well. You do, as this is occurring, though, begin hearing the sound of hooves coming down the hallway from behind you.
And so, still having to, I'm just going to yell out, hooves! Hooves! I don't think it's horses.
That's incredibly helpful. I love it.
Nay! And will that end your turn?
having heard, so the hooves are coming like from the direction
From what
further
would be
down the cavern.
Yeah, further to the north.
I am going to move directly in front, right there.
Okay.
In front of Maple, so that I've got Maple's back in case somebody comes around.
All right, easily done. That ends your turn.
And that ends my turn.
Cool. All right. Seeing all of this, the ghast that is closest to you, Rhys, is going to make an attack now with disadvantage because it doesn't have any helpers. With a natural 4, it is going to miss and groan loudly. It's going to use its movement, staying within melee range, though, to get just between you and Maple so that it has the opportunity to either retreat or attack her.
DM,
Yeah.
I think I lost concentration on that other spell because now I'm using Shield of Faith, and also he got paralyzed, so he would roll normally.
Okay, didn't help him.
Okay.
Because that gave him a natural 8. So he still failed. Thank you, though.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. He does have 20 AC, though.
Yeah.
Love the honesty, Jake.
Yeah.
Ready to die.
That will end his turn. Bjorn is going to go ahead and move just beyond where Rhys is standing to see what he can see. He is just going to go ahead and magic missile this guy because he does not want to waste good spells. Landing for 2 points of damage, so not much, but, you know, every little hit point helps. That will end Bjorn's turn. Cloud, you are up.
I just want to make a song now that says, like, every little hit point matters.
Get the guitar. Get the guitar.
Yeah, get the guitar. Oh boy. Seeing the last ghast, Cloud will be like, what do you mean hooves? And cast Sacred Flame on the remaining ghast.
Go for it. 14?
14.
With a... No, I gotta actually look. He just saves with a 15.
Okay. And Cloud will kind of try to peek around, but not be able to, so just sit there, and then I'll end my turn.
All right. Rhys.
Quick thing as well. Doesn't Magic Missile create 3 darts? Even at first level?
Could be. Let me go back and look.
Just as a heads up, Chris.
Yeah. Yes, it does. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't help tremendously, but it did knock it down a little bit more.
Just trying to protect your back, Rhys.
Which is good because, Rhys, it is your turn, and you can see these large, horn-tailed, hooved fiends coming down the hallway and into view.
And I have 1 ghast in front of me?
Yes.
Okay. He's going to swing to get past the ghast. His first roll is a natural 1 for an 8 total.
Okay,
so that is 3 natural 1s.
That does not connect.
And then his backswing is a 24 to hit for 13 damage.
Yeah, that one hits. You rock him pretty good.
Okay. Rhys is going to... Can he push past this ghast to get in between the hooved thingies and the party?
Yes, you can, and I would say that if you, you will take an attack of opportunity because you do just move out of his melee range in doing that. Okay. Doesn't fucking matter because he rolled a 10, so yeah, he tries to swat at you with a claw as you go past, and he does not connect. You are now face to face with this medium-sized, goat-looking fiend with flies buzzing around its head and a rotting presence.
Time to get angry, Maple. And then that'll be his turn.
Okay, Maple, you're up.
Maple nods with approval. Before just very quickly and goes, oh, those are not horses. And she will go ahead and go into a rage.
Okay.
This ghast in front of her looks rough, right?
Yeah. He's definitely seen better days.
Okay, well, in the interest of not taking damage from something that looks more dead than her, which is hard to believe at this point, Maple's gonna go ahead, all buffs included, just try to take this thing out real quick. Crap, that's an 8.
That does not connect.
Okay. Well, I figure even... Okay, does the 21 hit for the second one?
Yeah, 21 hits. Absolutely.
Cool. So it's 25 damage.
Yeah, this thing just rockets to the ground, now dead as well. These guys need to enter combat.
I don't have a bonus action left to use my other thing, so I'm just gonna stay put.
Okay. Sounds good. Ahzyris, you're up. You've seen one more ghast drop down. You've heard the sounds of hooves and Rhys say, Maple, get angry. What would you like to do? Are you muted? Okay.
Realized that as soon as I started talking, I was like, I forgot to unmute. He is going to step around the corner and mutter under his breath, I hate having to rely on this, and just do another fucking Eldritch Blast because he is so tired of missing all of his spells.
Go for it.
All right. First one is an 18 to hit. He's going for the one directly in front.
Okay, your Eldritch Blast lashes out and connects.
Cool. Second one is 13 to hit.
That one does not. It seems to just connect with that first one, and it pivots a little bit, and the second blast goes flying past.
Beautiful. So 6 force damage.
Okay. All right. Does that end your turn?
It sure does.
Okay, cool. So the first Belazao, seeing all of this, is going to go ahead and not disappear out of existence. That was a mistake. It is going to go ahead and move up alongside of its friend because there's enough space there. Okay, that's on its turn. It is going to go ahead and make a tail attack on Rhys since he is up front. With a 22, it's going to hit. He is going to do not much. 4 points of piercing damage, and I need a Constitution save.
Here we go. All right. Let's see. That is a 16.
Okay, so you feel this nasty sort of rotting presence start to creep over your body, and you just manage to shake it off. But as you shake it off, you cough, and you actually feel a fly come out of your mouth.
Disgusting.
That is going to end its turn, and I gotta add him back into the combat roll. Stand by for one quick second. This is what happens when you delete them. Okay. Fenn, you are up.
Yeah, where
I did not mean
okay,
to...
I was like,
yeah.
I was like,
Yes, Fenn, you have been swallowed whole.
Nice
I'm
knowing
a
you, buddy.
fiend now.
Yes, you're...
I'm a fiend, y'all. So Fenn is going to pull out 3 arrows.
Okay.
And pointing at the one that is directly in front of Rhys, whisper to it, moving his hunter's mark to that one.
Okay.
With his first bow attack, that is 20.
That hits.
And that does 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And he's gonna pull out a second and attack it again. That is a 13.
13 just misses.
Oh, he's gonna shake his head, and then he's gonna peer at the one next to it using his horde breaker action.
Okay.
And he's gonna attack the one on top of it, and that is a 27 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And that does 16 points of damage.
Okay, nice round.
And he is going to use his movement just to type. Well, that one's already gone, right? Yep. Now he's gonna stay where he is, and that'll finish his turn.
Okay, sounds good. At that, it is Bjorn's turn. Seeing all of this, he is going to go ahead and try to cast fear on this thing. The one right in front of Rhys, who fails. He can't be frightened. Never mind. Bjorn would know that. So he's not going to do that. He's going to Mind Spike him. Because I like Mind Spike.
Good spell.
It's a great spell. It's one of my favorites. So he is going to connect this thing. You see as Bjorn sort of casts, this thing shudders and takes 23 points of psychic damage. All right. Bjorn's going to move just a little bit over to get kind of behind Maple, and he will end his turn there. It is now the other Balazau's turn. It is going to go ahead and take a swipe at Rhys with advantage because its friend is right there. 17's not going to hit, so it's going to fail to connect as well. It is going to push forward just a little bit to get closer to Fenn, but staying within your melee range. Rhys, that ends its turn. Cloud, you're up. There's a whole bunch of nastiness going on down the hallway.
Oh boy, I turn the corner and fur gets even puffier. Tail is just like whipping around, very, very angry. Oh boy. Also, I checked my rules for the necklace and it's an action, so moving forward, I will do that. Cloud is going to move up behind Maple and take one of the beads from the necklace to cast Cure Wounds and be like, Maple, you don't look so good. Don't fall over. And you will heal 14 points. And then with the bonus action, Cloud is going to cast Spiritual Weapon and attempt to whap one of them.
Go for it.
We will see.
Thank you, but I didn't even notice.
Oh no, that's a 7. Roll.
So the cat toy just manages to miss as it is attempting to come down. Are you gonna end your turn there?
That's my I'll just move back 5 feet and then I'll end my turn.
All right.
This does not look good.
Easily done. Rhys, you're up. There are 2 Belazaus dripping all over you. With that said, I need you to make a Constitution save.
Okay, I need to make 2 actually because Rhys did take damage, and I need to make sure I maintain Shield of Faith. So I'll do that one first if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
So rolling for concentration on maintaining Shield of Faith. I have to get over a 10. I got a 22. I'm good on that one, and I'm probably gonna fail this one now. So rolling the second. Oh, I got a 20 on the second one.
All right.
Yay.
So
Yes.
What the heck are you talking about?
The sense of that rotting presence seems to just sort of shake past you once more. You seem to be okay.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Which one looks? He's gonna take a swing at the one that looks a little more hurt. The one he's been fighting, I think, right?
Yeah, probably the one in front of you looks a little bit more damaged, but they've both taken about the same amount.
Sure, he's gonna swing at the one in front of him.
Okay,
and
go for it.
Rolling 22 to hit.
That's gonna hit
for 10 damage on the first swing, and then he's gonna come back with a backswing.
Okay.
And for another 22 to hit for an additional 13 damage.
Okay, it is looking very rough.
And then he's gonna stand there and just like he's gonna pose.
Okay. And you look good doing it. That ends your turn?
Yes.
All right, Maple, you are up. There's one just past Rhys. There's one right next to Rhys. Between, you can reach the one that's directly next to Rhys without any problem.
I would like to say, because because Rhys is posing and he just did a good job, Maple would like to mirror his pose.
Okay,
In an attempt that in hopes it will help her hit.
They look like cousins.
That's a 14 on the first one.
Okay, a 14 just hits.
Sweet. It's a 14 again on the second one.
Okay, that just hits as well.
Okay, so that's 20 damage. And then 23 damage.
Okay, he is looking awfully rough.
Sick.
All right.
Maple assumes the same pose as Rhys once again.
All right. Ahzyris, you're up.
I'm completely picturing like Obi-Wan and like his mentor, like.
Yes.
Extremely good.
Amazing.
Well, reliable. 19 to hit for the first one. He's going for the one that looks the most damaged.
Okay, 19 hits.
Cool. 17 for the second one.
Okay, also connects.
Woo. Oh, it already rolled both. Great. Okay, cool. I'll take it. 15 blood force damage.
Okay, with 15 points of force damage, you see this thing sort of just crumple to the ground, and as it does, you hear the second one let out a very nasty howl, and you begin to hear more movement coming in your direction.
Eldritch Blast!
Oh boy. Love it, love it.
You gonna stay right there?
Yeah, why the fuck not?
Okay. Easily done. All right, he's dead. Fenn, you're up. There's one right in front of you that is still living and breathing.
It's engaged with Maple, right?
It is engaged with Maple and within melee range of Rhys, so yeah.
I am going to take 5 feet of movement to move away without provoking an attack, and then I'm going to move my hunter's mark from the one that was dead to that one, pulling out an arrow, whispering to it in Elvish, and then releasing. The first one is a 28 to hit.
That's going to
hit.
That's
15 damage.
Okay. He's really looking rough.
Oh, and then he's going to attack with the second. Oh, it's a 13 to hit.
Okay, a 13 just misses.
Oh, and then he's going to look up, and there seems to be something.
Yeah.
He's just going to be like, oogly boogly, that is some ugly-ass thing coming our way.
Yeah, you're seeing and yet a even nastier-looking fiend coming around the corner. With your favored enemy being undead, you wouldn't know the fiend, though.
That is not sexy.
It purrs
Mirage
in your
might
general
disagree.
direction. But
thank you for thinking of me so much.
I completely was. But Fenn is definitely saying, that is not sexy.
Right.
And that's going to end Fenn's turn.
That's the end of Fenn's turn. All right. Seeing this thing pop around the corner and being thrilled that for the first time none of you are up by it, he is going to go ahead and fireball the thing. For the first time. So Dex
on one of them?
save.
On just one of them? And also, isn't that a 40-foot radius?
No, it's
No.
Or, sorry,
there's
20-foot
a
radius.
baddie.
Pick one for the team, Rhys.
Fine with it. Let's do it.
It's far enough away from Rhys. It's not within 20 feet of Rhys. It's just outside.
He's posed behind his shield. He's good.
However, it does fail, so this thing is covered in this giant ball of fire and does take a decent amount of fire damage, but it does not take as much as one would expect from a fireball like this. Seeing that Bjorn's just going to kind of mutter under his breath, it's the best that I've got at this point. And he is going to end his turn right there. Rhys, the fiend that is directly next to you, is going to go ahead and he is going to make a tail attack on you. Jesus Christ. With a nat 1, he's not going to do a goddamn thing.
He whips himself.
It's an aura.
It's
an aura of nat 1. Is what it is. It's a paladin ability.
He's going to move 5 feet closer in, though, still within reach of you, so he would not get the attack of opportunity, but he's going to just move a little bit to be able to connect with somebody else. Should the opportunity present itself, this guy is going to enter combat at the end of this round, so I am just going to give him an initiative value of 1. And he will come. He'll actually come after you, Rhys, but I don't know that I can give him a value of 0. That ends the Belazau's turn. Cloud, you're up. There is a nasty-looking, horned, hooved critter, and I don't think you can see the other guy yet.
I don't think I can either. But like, this is getting worse and worse, and I hate all of it, and it smells gross down here. Cloud is going to walk up behind Maple. They're concerned about Maple, and use another one of the cure wounds for a total of 9 points of healing.
Okay.
To Maple for the action, and then as a bonus action, try to swing the spiritual weapon and try to hit this one that's still alive.
Go for it.
And then I'll move back to my original position, so you don't have to move me.
Okay.
All right, that is a 19 to hit.
Okay, 19 definitely hits.
For 8 points of feather damage.
8 points of feather damage. Okay.
Oh yeah, bud.
With that, this very dainty cat toy smacks this thing ever so gently in the nose, and it crumples into the floor, dead. Does that end your turn?
My turn.
All right. Rhys, you're up. There is a fiendish creature that Bjorn had fireballed. This thing looks like just rotting death. What would you like to do?
Rhys, looking over, he kind of cants his head like this, and he pulls out a healing potion and pops it and chugs that while he walks over before he takes a couple of swings with his sword.
Okay, go for it.
And he heals for 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Along Ziwe.
Ziwe.
And first swing. That one.
Okay, yeah, that does not connect.
How many is that for you now?
And, he, on the backswing, after looking incredibly cool doing that, a 13 to hit probably does not hit.
It was the pose.
A 13
wasn't
does not hit.
It's 1s and 20s almost.
Yeah. The bookend game.
Yeah, so that's it for Rhys.
Okay. So at that, it is now this Murazahi's turn to go. Seeing all of this happening, it is going to use its raise ghoul action and bring back one of the ghouls that you all had killed, and it's going to pop up the one that is right by Cloud, Ahzyris, and Bjorn. It is going to stay right there and end its turn. Maple, you're up. What would you like to do?
Well, crap. She can't exactly go anywhere without taking an opportunity attack from this thing. So she'll go ahead and swing at it. I'm going to tell you that first one is going to be a 5, and the second one's a 16.
The second one hits.
Thanks. Okay, so first damage is 20. It's just 23. 23. That's it.
Okay. It looks like it has taken some damage.
Cool.
All right, Ahzyris, there is a gas that has just sort of pulled itself back up from the floor behind you. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Gladly. 9.
Okay, you smell this thing, and it literally claws its scent into your brain, and it penetrates everything that you have. You are poisoned.
Cool. And that is disadvantage on attacks and saving throws?
I do believe you are correct. Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Ability checks.
Not
cool.
saving throws.
Not that it makes a fucking difference for Ahzyris, but...
well, hopefully we're not going to test his abilities in the next few minutes.
Cool. He is going to...
And you can repeat that at the start of your turn.
Cool, thank you. He's going to exhale a very deep sigh, and as he does, his breath shows and it gets dark and chilly around him, and he just points towards it, and he's going to cast a frostbite. I forgot what I was doing.
Okay.
Frostbite. So I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw of 13.
Okay, with rolled 4, it fails.
Wonderful. 4 entire cold damage, but it also has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Okay. You can see sort of the crystals forming on the outside of its body as that cold damage sets in. Are you going to stay right there?
Yup.
Cool. All right. Fenn, you're up. What would you like to do?
Fenn is going to move up 2 feet.
Okay.
He's going to reach back, pull 2 more arrows, whisper to them in Elvish again, moving towards Sexy Ugly up there by Rhys, and is going to mark it with its hunter's mark. And then a first attack is a 25 to hit.
25 definitely hits.
That does 13 points of damage.
Okay.
And the second attack is a 12 to hit.
12 misses. It manages to rotate out of the way.
He's just gonna grimace and that'll end Finn's turn.
Okay, so 9 points of damage right on the first one?
No, that's 13.
13.
Hunter's mark.
Got it. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Sexy ugly.
Harvey Keitel, baby.
All right.
By the way, we're covering the ugly and the Mirage sexy.
Wow.
that ends that. The wizard is gonna go ahead and go for
Fireball again. Fireball again.
Yeah, no, he likes Rhys a little bit. So he's just gonna magic missile this guy.
Figure out who Bjorn likes most.
Well, which guy? Yeah, exactly.
So far, Rhys.
Of course, he'd like the twink.
The
Peace out, elf boy.
the ghast takes these 3 darts from his magic missile and collapses to the ground again. We'll see whether he stays there. All right, and at that, Cloud, you're up. The ghast that had just been in front of you is not, because it's just crumpled to the ground dead again.
Thank goodness.
It's like Weekend at Bernie's around here.
Cloud will daintily step over the corpse so that they can see further down.
Sure.
And probably when getting here, be like, "Oh no, that is the most worst thing I've ever seen." Don't even know what it is, and I hate it.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I really, really hate it. They'll move the spiritual weapon down and try to hit this terrifying-looking fiend.
Go for it.
All right. Oops, I rolled damage instead of attack. The attack is 25 to hit.
That definitely hits.
So I can either take the damage that I rolled before my attack, or I can re-roll.
Go ahead and re-roll it.
Cool. That's 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Of feather damage.
What is that? Bludgeoning?
It is, I think, force damage.
Force damage?
Tickling.
Tickling damage?
Tickling.
Okay.
The worst kind.
Sneezing damage.
It's not allergic. You're fine. Okay. You gonna move any more, or are you good there?
Cloud's also gonna send a sacred flame at it and be like, "That is the worst thing ever."
Okay.
That's a dex save of 14.
He's pretty dexy. Yeah, you naturally rolled a 15, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's the end my turn.
All right. Rhys, you are up. What would you like to do?
Rhys is going to take a couple of swings with Shatter Spike in the traditional pop out behind the shield and cross slash. His first go is it going to be a 21 to hit?
21's going to hit.
And as soon as he connects, he is going to release a what do you call those things? I'm sorry.
Fart,
device fight. Yes.
Bowel movement.
So he is going to be empowered. And it is a fiend, correct?
Yes.
So an additional 1d8. Roll a little dice. Okay. So that is a total of 7 slashing damage and then 14 radiant damage for the first attack.
Okay.
And then he, on the back swing, will swing Shatter Spike again.
Okay.
For a 20 to hit.
20 hits.
Okay, and as soon as he feels connect, he says "Tres Slang" and then releases the second Divine Smite. I'm gonna roll more dice. Okay. Oh, that's disappointing. God. Ugh. Okay. So he does 11 slashing damage, and then did I not roll enough? 12 radiant damage.
Okay.
Oof.
A good deal of that energy. You can just watch it as it's racking its body.
And then with his bonus action, he's going to touch his amulet and then summon a spiritual weapon beside the fiend.
Okay.
Which shall whack, actually a little bow shot. Pew!
Okay. Cupid's arrow.
Right. Well, it's only a 10 to hit, so it like just goes the wrong direction.
So the arrow just sort of, as it reaches, it's just sort of dissipates and you don't see it connect.
I'll give it some lessons later.
Will that end your turn?
Indeed. That ends my turn and my spell slots.
Okay, this thing is very angry at you, so it is going to go ahead and use both its bite attack and its claw attack on you. It fails with its bite attack, and it fucking fails with its claw attack. God. All right, it's going to stay right there because it's not going to run. Not happy. All right, Maple, you're up. It's the top of the round. What would you like to do?
Excellent. I would love for Maple, all of these freaking sound effects are killing me. I would love to say that Maple waltzes on up to this nasty looking thing at the end of the hall, only to give I would like to say with her axe, a swoop swoop.
Okay.
for the splash. I can't think of anything better, but I have to compete.
It's
All
good.
right.
So it's gonna be a 15 on the first one.
A 15 just hits.
Nice. And then a 21 on the second one.
Definitely connects.
Perfect. So that's going to be 28 damage on the first attack and 25 damage on the second attack.
Okay, it looks rough. You would think that it would have done more damage with the strikes that you just gave it, but it seems to have a little bit of resistance to non-magical damage.
Seems it would be. Okay. I think Maple will just scoot another 5 feet to block this entrance from anything else coming in.
Okay.
That'll be it.
Question, Chris.
Yes.
Maple's axe technically is magic. It glows.
Nice try. It was a good attempt. I appreciate the attempt.
Cheers.
But yeah,
I love you, Mirage.
you failed your perception roll that I didn't even bother
Chris,
with.
we're really testing you tonight, bud.
All right, Ahzyris, you are up. What would you like to do?
Ahzyris is going to skirt along the wall here and stand around here and just give this boy, this ugly, nasty boy over here, also going to give him an Eldritch Blast because why the fuck not? 20 for the first one.
Okay, that's going to connect, obviously.
19 for the second one.
Also will connect.
11 force damage total.
Okay. It seems to be rocked back on its heels a little bit by that. Is that going to end your turn?
An Eldritch Blast. You get an Eldritch Blast. Everyone gets an Eldritch Blast.
Listen. You didn't want to take attack spells, okay? Yep, that's his turn.
All right. Fenn, you're up. What would you like to do?
I'm assuming this thing's pretty large and I can still get shots of it over Rhys.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, just going to continue pulling out 2 more arrows and just going to go thunk, thunk. And the first one is a 22.
22 hits.
That's for 15 piercing.
Okay.
And the second one is a 20.
That hits.
For 14 piercing.
Okay.
And that will end Finn's turn.
All righty. Bjorn, seeing all of this going on and everybody being so close, is going to attempt to mind spike this thing. It saves, so that doesn't do any good either. Apparently, I can't roll successfully for either side. So, with that, he is going to advance maybe 5 or 10 feet, wherever that puts it.
And Jake, thanks for slipping those loaded dice into the bag this week.
Yeah, no kidding. Cloud, you're up. What would you like to do?
I will first try to whap it with my cat toy.
Go for it.
And I'll do a flourish like around Rhys's spiritual weapon. So like, I don't want to like think like his is better than mine or anything like that.
Sure.
Cute, they're dancing.
They're dancing. It's a feather dance. That's when you do feathers. 24 to hit.
24 hits.
All right, that's 10 points of damage.
Okay.
First damage. And then, oh boy. I don't know if
rough.
I should use my spell slots. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to cast, I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at first level.
Okay, go for it.
At it, and hopefully it... Oh, 24.
24 hits.
I'll be like, you're smelling, we don't like you. For 16 points of radiant damage.
How does it die?
Oh. I imagine like Rhys is going to like hit it, but it just kind of like goes up in like blue and white flames, and it's like eyes falling onto its face. And it sort of does a...
And
wait, one more time. What was that?
You only get to see it once.
Oh.
We'll replay that. And at that, this nasty fiend crumples down to the floor, seemingly dead. And that's where we're going to take our break. So please go grab yourself a fresh drink, visit the restroom, whatever you need to do, and we will be back in 10 minutes. We'll see you soon. And we are back. Thank you for hanging out during the break. Thank you to Bad Skills and to Fast Cat for your subscriptions. We love you very much and appreciate you. You all have just felled a very nasty fiend, and at that, you feel sort of a stillness come over the chamber. What would you like to do?
Rhys is going to do a couple of things. He's going to harness divine power to regain his second spell slot, and then he's going to immediately touch his amulet, which glows briefly, and cast divine sense.
Okay.
And he shall be able to sense anything affected by the Hallow spell, know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet, not behind total cover, as he tries to peer into the larger cavern area.
Okay. From where you are at, your divine sense does not give you any idea that there are any fiends or undead around, or celestials for that matter.
Finn's just gonna stare at this sexy ugly and these other less than desirable types and just see if there's anything on them that would be of informational use or practical utility.
Go ahead.
Fenn's infamous investigation roll.
Yes,
Yes.
go ahead and make an investigation roll.
Claude will call over to Maple. Maple, can you see what's ahead of us?
Woo! Finn rolled a 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And probably there's nothing.
So as you sort of go rooting through what approximates a loincloth on this thing and the little bits of
Anybody want this?
stuff
And
that
he eyes his ears.
there's you see in the pocket there is a single diamond.
I'm all right.
He's gonna look at that and be like,
Bitch.
and he's gonna be like, Cloud, you always like Rhys' stuff.
I mean, if I can see it from where I am, I'm going to be like, actually, I use those for spells. So.
Well, those are Rhys too.
You can see it.
Finn's gonna hand over the diamond to Cloud.
All right, I will. I don't know if I know how expensive diamonds are. I'll try to. Look at Alice Bjorn.
This would be a diamond worth 100 gold.
Well, it is still good. I was kind of hoping that at some point we could get a diamond that's like worth 300 gold because right now I can't bring anybody back to life if anybody dies. So like, try not to die.
Oh, okay, bud. So you just asked me what I could see, right? Should I or should I not poke my head that could possibly get chopped off into this whole thing?
Maple, let me go first. See, first of all.
Finn changes his strategy of dying to not dying, following Cloud's advice.
Okay.
Low key, that was foreshadowing, by the way, to find a diamond.
Are Rhys and Maple like two people in a door frame, like peeking around the right now?
You tell me. Are Rhys and Maple two people like poking around a doorframe?
Finn is gonna move forward towards them and be like, "Do y'all want to go first? Do y'all want me to kind of try to move quietly?"
I think we're past the point of being quiet at this point.
Yeah, you might as well just look around.
Right.
And if it's clear, I think we should maybe take some time to catch our breath. Maybe take a short rest.
Rhys is gonna step forward and into the cavern proper and then see what he sees.
Okay, Rhys, as you step around the corner into the cavern proper, you can see what is a giant horde of gems and coins. It is a absolutely massive pile. One might say a dragon-sized horde of gems and coins.
Is that something Rhys would just know?
Rhys would know that dragons have hordes from all of the conversation that has happened, and that this is a massive space.
I feel like he's gone through enough school to put 2 and 2 together.
Rhys is gonna look for any cubby holes or any. He's not like, he'll look at the gems, but just not give a shit and look for things to kill around in the local area. So he's gonna make a full sweep around.
Okay, so there's nothing obviously in here that is up and moving. Nothing that seems to pose itself as a threat.
How is it out there? Has you even said anything?
Disappointing. It's fine. It's safe.
Ahzyris will follow in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Look his head back towards the others and just kind of motion for Cloud.
Upon
Specifically.
seeing the giant heap of treasure, Cloud is going to be like, "What do you mean uninteresting? What?
So
Look at all of this.
That's
So-
disappointing.
So as you begin sort of marveling at this, Bjorn says, "Look for the mirror."
Sure. I'll keep an eye out while I also look for a diamond. Cloud is going to like saunter over and like look for a diamond that might be worth 300 gold.
Oh, you can very easily find a diamond that would be worth 300 gold. You could find many
Yes.
of them.
So if I take too many things from here, like, will this dragon that comes back be angry?
It is possible they have a very good memory, but I think if we find it and release it, it may give you almost anything you wish.
Unless she's an asshole. Or she.
Oh, geez, bud, come on. Where's
They
your
is the
optimism?
term we use when we're unsure.
Ahzyris is going to start looking for the mirror.
Yeah,
Oh.
same.
All right, everybody who is going to look for the mirror, give me an investigation check.
I'll cast guidance on Fenn.
So good at everything I do
All
all
right,
the time.
go. Who's looking? Who rolled?
As
Fenn
Cloud
rolled.
casts guidance on Fenn, they're going to like just like pat Fenn's shoulder and be like, anything that I want. Go ahead.
Finn is gonna be a little freaked out about the like gleam that's in Cloud's eyes, but at the same time feel oddly inspired and rolled a 22 for a total of 23.
Okay. Who else?
11.
Okay. Ahzyris, it's very shiny in here.
Uh-huh.
17
Maple's-
for Cloud.
17 for Cloud.
Maple's a little distracted because now that Cloud is saying they could get anything they want, she's worried that she'll be replaced as Cloud's best friend. So she rolled a 10.
Okay.
His new diamond
baby.
is my best friend. He's been replaced.
Ma-
Diamonds are a cleric's best friend.
Maple's just kicking rocks on the floor, slightly
Bringing your
nervous.
hands together.
Rhys, are you investigating at all?
No, he's still looking for something to kill.
Okay. So you all wander about this space for a little while. Fenn, in your wanderings, you come upon a room that has a small pool of water in it. And on the far side of that pool, behind a little bit of rubble, you see what appears to be a mirror. And on that mirror, you can see sort of the shadowy shape of something that could be a dragon. I
Fenn-
need you to give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh dear God. 14.
Okay, you are sucked into the mirror silently.
I feel like the villains from Superman 2.
Oh no!
Oh
All you all know is that Fenn was wandering around and
This is what I get for my investigation roll.
You finally roll
no!
well.
Rolled too well.
Maybe he's invisible again.
You just got gygaxed.
Yeah, so you all know that Fenn sort of had gone wandering around, but aren't exactly sure where he would be. So, what would you like to do?
I feel like Cloud is probably sizing up the gem pile. So
Okay.
Well, Rhys probably had seen Fenn wander off and then not come back, correct?
Sure. Easily
Okay,
done.
Rhys is going to go after Fenn.
I think
Okay.
Ahzyris will follow as well and go with Rhys.
Okay. So as you two come around the corner, you see that this is a dead-end room. It goes nowhere. There is a pool of water, and Fenn is nowhere to be seen.
Well, maybe Fenn's doing one of his tricks. Fenn, it's not funny.
We get no response, and we just stand there awkwardly for a minute, like, oh fuck.
If you want to actually like intently look for him, go ahead and give investigation rolls.
I think we do. After a minute of waiting
Yeah.
for him to like fucking get us, yeah.
Yeah.
So another investigation.
Yep.
Rhys will check the pool.
Okay.
Investigation,
careful
great.
around that.
My character's great at that.
I got a 16 investigation.
Okay. Rhys, what successful
I rolled
roll?
a nat 1 for a 0.
Okay. So you find yourself staring into the water, really overwhelmed with how attractive you are, and completely forget that Fenn even existed. Ahzyris, you, on the other hand, managed to see behind this sort of stacked up debris what looks like a shimmering shape that could be a mirror. Do you want to go up and look at it?
Yeah, you know what? No, he's going to just pause and say, I think that might be it. And remembering the things that we've heard about this, we know that people are trapped in here. So in the stuff that we have done research on over the past few days, would we know, I don't know, not to like walk up to it?
Sure. So what you would know is that if the mirror is activated, then any creature that looks at it could be consumed into the mirror and trapped in one of its extraplanar spaces.
Cool. And the only way to fix it is to destroy it, right?
Correct.
Cool.
But
No, he's just gonna point at it, and he's just gonna Eldritch Blast to see how fragile it is.
Okay.
Do I need to roll?
Go ahead. No, you can just hit it. Go ahead and
Avenge
just roll
me!
damage.
Okay. He'll just do one to start, just testing the waters, so to speak.
Okay.
8 force damage. How does it react?
You don't see any. You see it shudder as that bolt hits, but otherwise you don't see any particular reaction to it.
Coming up next to Zeus, I'll be like, oh, what? Hold on a second. Bjorn, do you know anything about this? Also, I can cast Detect Magic, but I'm pretty sure it's already magical.
So Bjorn comes around the corner and, we think we have found it? Is that the case?
Yes, I believe it's right over there.
Also, I think Fenn is missing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Fenn is definitely gonzo.
Any of you particularly charismatic?
By technicality, Ahzyris is. He's a warlock, so yes. But
Maple points at Rhys.
Weirdly,
Rhys is like looking at himself in the pool still. And then,
I'm only charismatic if I'm going to die, like a saving throw. But other than that, I'm not.
Are we trying to destroy the mirror? I have the perfect weapon for that, and he holds up Shatter Spike. You should see this kill boxes.
That would very likely do a wonderful job. The concern is if Fenn has disappeared, the mirror may be active, in which case if you get close enough where you can look at it, it might suck you in. So we need someone who can resist the charms of the mirror because they are rather charismatic.
Question, Bjorn. What if I can't see myself because I'm invisible?
That would solve the problem.
Rhys pulls some Arabic gum out of his cloak and smashes it up with an eyelash that he plucks, and he chants, and then becomes invisible, draws his sword, and goes over to...
As Rhys leaves, Cloud's gonna put a paw on his shoulder and be like, "You can do this. You're great, just like me." And cast guidance, which is active for a minute. So, good luck.
Okay.
Do I have to roll to attack here?
Yes, you do.
Okay. All right. Roll to hit or just damage?
Roll to hit.
Whatever. Okay, so a 17 to hit this mirror.
Okay. Yeah. And because it's an object, it's an auto crit. So how much damage?
8 plus 6, 14. Oh, I had to roll twice. Okay, sorry. I never crit.
I don't know what happens here. What?
Not this session.
21 damage to hit, and then actually well, it's automatically a hit because of Shatter Spike. Yeah.
So as you connect, and the energy of this blade goes in, this mirror detonates. Just the glass explodes, the frame is rent apart, and as this happens, you see Fenn pop into existence and sort of crumple to the floor, and a gold dragon appears, stretches its wings, manages to put its feet on either side of Fenn to keep from stepping on him, and just...
Well, Rhys is visible now, so he regrets that part.
And he looks about.
I
You.
feel it.
And he looks at Rhys.
Ben was
Thank
just like...
you.
You're welcome.
Who are you?
Finn just looks up and just pees in his pants.
You don't have to roll for that. Easily done.
My name is Rhys, and these are some other people who helped you as well. He kind of like gestures.
Best introduction.
Finn looking down and like glances at his like breeches, and then looks up and just waves a little bit, and he's like,
I will say Maple's too petrified to even muster a hey bud. She's just just staring up at it.
Staring wide-eyed from Cloud. A little bit poofy.
So you watch this creature that, I mean, it is absolutely massive. This is a gargantuan creature, and compared to anything that you've ever seen before, its skin is completely gold colored. Every bit of its scales are gold, and you can see it sort of racking its wings back and forth and moving about, and it can see the level of what the fuck on all of your faces.
So Fenn, if you just want to come over here and maybe, we were just actually looking for the sign-up sheet for the Dragon Knights. So
you're fine. A moment. And you can see that it's sort of checking to make sure Fenn is no longer underneath it, sort of settles back a little bit and closes its eyes, and you see it polymorph into a human elven shape.
Finn sort of embarrassedly had scattered out and then moves his pouches kind of in front of his pants to kind of block where he had soiled himself earlier.
It It walks forward now to join all of you where you're at. Thank you. My name is Kanal. Who are you?
Ahzyris, it's a pleasure to
Ahzyris?
meet you.
My name is Cloud, and
Pleasure.
I like how you're so skilled and like shiny and stuff. And this is my friend Maple.
Maple, hello.
Maple.
Hello.
Fenn.
A pleasure. Bjorn introduces himself as well. Is everything that was here, all the fiends, all the undead, are they gone?
I believe there's still some on the top floor.
Yeah, we have it. Yeah, the top floor still. But
I see. How did
thinking
you
maybe-
find me?
A little bit of research, a little bit of chance.
Yeah, there.
also... Oh, go ahead, Fenn.
Yeah, somebody had mentioned something about some artifacts from a family from a long ago, and it asked us to maybe track it down.
At that, he pops back into his gold dragon form, and the wings come out. Why do you want those?
We're just on a job. We're just trying to make a living.
But when we
Who
found out
sent you
that
for them?
I don't
was-
remember.
What was that guy's name? I don't.
It's a great question.
He's not our friend. I don't know.
We're really bad with names.
Just
Come on,
some
Ahzyris would
guy.
remember. I don't.
We've only just. met
So,
him.
so you
Ahzyris will convey the information.
you very likely, while utterly terrified of the fact that you seem to have suddenly angered this thing again, would very likely remember, oh, Forbertus, it's the Praetor Forbertus that we were contracted to do this for.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The Eckharts, right?
Yes. How do you know them?
I don't think we do. Not really.
Not really.
We would certainly like to.
And this
Okay.
is where we TPK.
With a 34, it believes you on its insight check. So, yeah, it's going to take you at your word.
There was conversation about a gold dragon, but people hadn't really seen dragons in forever. In some ways, people just thought it was legend. And then we started to hear that there was, and then our companion here, Bjorn, mentioned that there could be some fact to this.
The family who have sent you for these artifacts have evil designs on our lands. I removed them from their presence to protect people. And then these fiends descended. I battled many of them, but managed locked away for centuries in that space. I have no idea what has happened, but if this family has enough power to continue to seek these things, they are a problem that I will have to deal with. Now, if you are simply hired help for them, I will offer you an option. You can attempt to finish collecting the artifacts, and we will be enemies.
I think
Or
we're okay.
Or we can be allies.
Is Canal still in dragon form?
Yeah.
What does allies? What does that even really mean?
I think it sounds pretty good to me. I don't think I really need to know the details. It sounds pretty good so far.
I agree.
What-
And honestly, I prefer the term friend. I think that sounds lovely.
Yes. What? He will turn
Yes.
and look directly at Fenn. And Fenn, as he does, you can sort of begin to, as he sort of gets his snout down just a little bit closer to you, you can smell the sulfur that's just sort of pouring out of his nostrils. And this sort of aroma of fire burning somewhere inside this creature. He looks at you and says, "Have you seen any other of my kind?"
No, never before.
There weren't many of us. I assume that this has befallen my cousins. So, allies for me are those who can help find where they may be imprisoned, releasing them, and helping to undo whatever damage has been done across this land in the time we've been missing.
Does Fenn believe?
You can make an insight check.
I'm also jumping on that.
Yeah, go ahead. Make an insight check.
So the Dragon Knight sign-up sheet, do you have it, or is it upstairs?
That's a 13 insight.
Okay.
20 for Fenn.
Okay. Yes, you both absolutely believe him. But you know, with the information that you've gained, you would know that there is this deep story and belief that things in the world started to change, and that things have gotten progressively worse over time, and that there are a large group of people who believe that there was a time when the gold dragons existed and that they were responsible for protecting the world. And correlation does not necessarily imply causation, but with your insight checks, you're like, yeah, I'm going to believe this guy.
So Finn's just going to kind of smell the sulfur, realize that there's nothing left in his bladder to evacuate, but at the same time stare directly at the dragon and say, I believe you. You just have to understand, we've never seen your kind before, so it's not a question of disrespect, but perhaps lack of understanding.
I understand. And at that, he pops back into the elven form that you saw him in before. This may be a little easier for all of you. First, again, 1,000 thank yous. It's been far too long. I have cousins someplace, and I need help.
Oh boy, I mean, if your cousins have giant piles of gems like you, then you should just write down the locations post haste.
I think helping sounds lovely.
Are they all gold dragons? Are there other colors?
Have you not seen any dragons before?
No, we could probably tell them how long it's been since there have been dragons.
Easily communicated. Well, my cousins were all gold dragons. We were responsible for protecting the world. There were others, some of them not so well-meaning as my clan. But it seems that something has been afoot trying to undo the natural order of things. And if fiends and undead are involved, they like to undo the natural order of things.
Really, that's all you.
In its human form now, it's sort of walking through the lair, looking about. Do you know anything of the caretakers of this keep? What has happened to them?
Well, and Ahzyris will convey the information that they have.
Okay.
600 years and abandoned manor and
just a few things.
Analyth is
yes.
the descendant.
Yeah.
Let's go this way. And he nods in the direction that, at this point, Fenn, you would assume the tunnel that leads out towards the river takes.
As they're walking that way, Fenn will just ask, is there any concern with those fiends that we left?
I will take care of that in a moment. I need to get outside first.
Some
How,
bacon if you want. If you
Burn
want.
it down!
I need to know for personal reasons, how tall is Mr. Dragon in Not So Dragon 4?
I would also like to know how hot.
Okay, so
Probably very. He has fire.
Hotter than two rabbits screwing in a wool sock, that's for sure.
That's glorious. So as far as height, he looks like a fairly standard elf. So he's, a little shy of 6 foot. He's not your tall, lanky elf, but he has intentionally taken a form to look unimposing. Mirage, to answer your question, give me an investigation roll.
All right. This is incredibly important. I just want you to know this. I got a nat 1 for 7.
Okay.
You're so distracted.
You are so distracted.
I can't even look at him.
Yeah, you go from looking at the dragon to looking at Bjorn, and your face just keeps getting redder and redder and redder, and you're doing the. No, he's hot.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, sexy as fuck.
I have to ask.
Amazing.
Do you have any relationship with any of the orders?
Or what do you mean orders?
Deities or?
Well, I mean, the Platinum Dragon is who we've always worshipped.
Right, I mean the other. Yeah, I guess not. Never mind.
I mean, they exist. They touch the world, but I have not ascended to that level, so they are not
You should
exactly.
talk to Cloud.
Ah. Well.
I mean, well, if we're going to be friends and all, I feel like I can trust you. You seem to know a lot of cool things.
I've missed
love to
out on
chat.
a lot in the last few hundred years, so I hope you can get me up to speed on current events.
I'll have Fenn
The
do that.
newest bardic troops that are walking the lands, perhaps. So
Maybe we can do that over tea.
Yeah,
I do
we'll
love
have
I do love a nice dandelion tea. During this time, you've walked outside, down this hallway. There has been no evidence of any further fiendish infestation. Getting up to the wooden grate, he looks at it. This wasn't here, and just sort of begins shoving wooden pickets out of the way. He
Ahzyris watches respectfully from behind.
walks out, and you can see him as he just sort of looks up at the sun and you can just see on this elven face this tremendous sense of satisfaction at being of the world again. I will be back in a moment. And at that, polymorphs back into his true form. Flies up to the 3rd floor. And emits this cone of gas out of its mouth that fills the space. You can see it just pump in through the open windows that are up there. And
I think that smut novel's going to get ruined.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Okay.
1 saves. Nope. Nope.
What do you think he's doing up there?
Well,
He,
I was going to...
at this, comes back down, transforms back into his natural form. There is one of them still alive up there. If you can dispatch it, I would be much appreciative.
Oh, bud, you left us a whole one? I mean, she's just trying to give him, like, all of the credit. Like, I'm just not sure, you know, if we're capable. I mean, you're just so strong, you know?
Go get it.
Bryce is already
Right.
You go up. It takes you about 3 minutes of dealing with dispatching essentially withering fiends on the ground. They're all prone. Most of them were already dead. You just go about dispatching and finishing them off. On this level, you now see the reliquary that had originally been described to you with the symbol of the Forbertus clan and what you had originally been sent to recover.
And we leave it alone and we tell them, well, we never found it.
Just give it to the dragon.
So
Loyalty to dragon has been established.
Yeah, as
Pick your
soon as
battles,
we
folks.
pick your battles. We choose
I
dragon.
mean, fascists, dragons.
As we give
Hard
the
choice.
reliquary back, Cloud would be like, don't mean to tell you, like, you know, how to, like, you know, live your life or anything, but I was just thinking that, like, if people haven't seen dragons for, like, a really long time, I want to be a little careful.
I think you're quite wise.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
I do not think that revealing my successes and your assistance would do any of us any good. So, my suggestion is this. Were you given any means of letting these individuals that you were working for know if you were successful or failed? Or do you have any way to contact them? Do you have to go back to them?
You do have...
Fenn nods at Ahzyris, who has the sending stone with
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
wizard,
say.
the high mage of the Commonwealth.
Really should organize my notes so that I can remember where I wrote down
Illidan.
the names. Thank you. Done. Cool. Ahzyris will just pull out the stone and just nod.
A moment. At that, back in human form, he bends down and opens the reliquary up. And inside of it is an absolutely stunning sword. Its quality is something that you have never seen before. And along the edge of the blade, fire flickers. I am going to take this. You, and he looks at you, Rhys, are going to take yours and smash this. And he points to the reliquary. And when I have walked out of sight, you can go ahead and make your call and let them know that this is what you've found, and whatever was contained within it is long gone.
That sounds good to me. And DM,
Yeah.
He has a sword.
Well, he has just picked up the sword that was in the reliquary.
Okay.
And we were supposed to find the...
You were trying to find the reliquary and if any of the artifacts still existed.
Yeah.
Now it's just an empty reliquary.
And about to be a smashed
smashed.
reliquary, yes.
Is this about to be the first time that Rhys follows directions in the entire campaign? Is that what we've
mean, we'll see. We're not there yet. Let's not tempt fate.
Man, what a finale.
So, this sword you have, I'm not trying to take it from you.
You won't.
Right. So, we've clearly established the dynamic of power here.
Yes.
So, what's so dreadful about it? I'm just curious. It looks very shiny.
I do not need the risk of any knowledge being passed unintentionally. Whoever is on the other end of that is very likely able to know exactly what's going on when you use it. So, after you finish this, we can talk about it.
Oh, fine. I'm just curious. Sure. And he'll swing at the...
Sure. As you do that, he is heading back into the interior of the keep through the front door where he is well out of sight behind cover. At this point, Annalith has come running down towards all of you.
I was literally just thinking about her.
Wondering what the hell happened with the dragon. You, of course, can explain it to them. Rhys, you are very... The box is prone. You're able to... Yeah, it makes no attempt to get out of the way. So you succeed in smashing the reliquary, and Ahzyris, go ahead and...
Let's take a reliquary all behind us, smash selfie with a smiling on.
Did it.
Got it.
Go ahead and make your...
Ahzyris is going to ask, is anybody here particularly good at bending the truth? I fear I am.
People laugh.
Rhys looks over.
I'm
I suppose,
out of character. I'm asking who has a good deception.
That is 100% Rhys.
Rhys.
Cool.
What are we saying happened here? Did I slip and accidentally break it, or what?
We found it like this. We found it smashed, no artifacts.
And empty.
Right. Okay. And then about the dragon that we allegedly,
dragon?
That was very.
What dragon?
It was very noticeable. I would think it's a giant dragon, and probably was seen just throwing it out there. You know, the whole whooshing and the roaring and the...
Bjorn, not having much of a conversation up to this point, is going to just look at you. I wouldn't mention the dragon. Or me.
Oh.
Right. There's a closet you can get in around here.
Perhaps tell them about the fiends.
Secret
And at
dragon
that,
and
he is
secret
going
bear?
to turn around and walk into the keep as well to be out of... Ahzyris, at this point, you would go, oh, they're worried about scrying. Okay.
If nothing else, we'll just say that the dragon was an illusion, but I don't think anybody saw it. We're way out in the middle of this abandoned manse that everybody's been afraid to come to this haunted house forever.
Hopefully Annalith is the only one who saw it.
And the dragon can
And
take care of Annalith. if
Bjorn,
necessary.
having seen Annalith come up, is going to escort them into the keep as well to introduce them.
All right,
Before they get up there, before they get within earshot, does Rhys have time to say one more thing?
Sure.
So if I fail at lying to them, do we just kill Annalith, or do we?
Why? No.
Okay, I'm just checking.
We don't know that Annalith is anything negative. If the dragon has a problem, the dragon will do it. I don't think.
Fair enough.
Maple punches Rhys in the arm. Bud, you were doing so well. What?
Yeah, I think I'll just, give you a little bit of help, and Cloud will cast guidance on Rhys.
Okay.
Ahzyris is just going to go. We found it smashed. There is nothing inside. There are a bunch of fiends. That's all the information they need to know.
Right. Sorry about that, Maple. Just old habits, Just when I'm on the surface, I'm just doing surface things,
But, you've made a lot of progress so far. I believe in you
It's
still.
true.
Don't think I'm giving up on your character.
25 words.
Sometimes I regress to just being a usual, dog elf. So
Really quick.
And Rhys will walk over to Annalith.
So Annalith went inside with Bjorn, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we are standing by the smashed reliquary, waiting to make the call.
Yeah, I assume if Ahzyris has the stone.
Yeah, so we are calling
Oh, sorry. I
them, not
misunderstood.
talking to Annalith.
Okay. I'm making a deception over a sending stone? Great. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Okay, so Rhys is going to have the sending stone, and I'm not going to... Okay, here we go. Hello. Rhys here. Found reliquary. It's all fucked up. Found fiends.
Inside.
Killed fiends.
Nothing inside.
Nothing of value found. Sorry. Please pay? That was my last two, right? Yeah.
Stand you.
Ahzyris immediately regrets.
Okay. Go ahead and
I was Rhys the face.
and
Don't
go ahead and make a deception check
Okay.
Yeah.
At
With-
advantage.
with guidance.
with guidance.
Okay, so 1d4. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did not prep enhance ability.
So
So
wait. Rhys was successful in that, but he's been the least successful with flirting. out of
No,
the
he's not
entire
successful. I
party.
rolled a nat 1 for a for an 8 plus 2 for a 10.
But did
Good
you say
job,
you had
Mr.
advantage?
Charisma.
Did you say you had advantage?
I asked for advantage.
He
But
did
I
ask,
did advantage.
There's the guy.
but
Okay.
yeah, he asked.
Was that 5 natural ones this game? Wow.
Yeah, it's quality work there. So
When the dice replicate reality.
so Rhys,
Yeah.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Great. Sick. Oh no.
I hope they're just going to scry, but we will see.
No. 11.
Okay. You hear a voice come back. I see. We will be sending friends to investigate. You'll see them soon. And that is where we are going to wrap up season 1 of our adventures in Umbranthal. So, all of you level up.
Yes. Level 6.
Yay!
Oh my god.
You all level up to level 6. You are friends now with a gold dragon who is looking to enlist you to save the world. And it seems that maybe you persuaded the people that sent you here that the reliquary was empty. But they're gonna come take a look.
Can you just handle this light work of these bounty hunters coming to kill us later, dragon?
So that is where we are going to wrap up our season 1 of Adventures in Umbranthal. The month of May will be our one-shot month, and then we will be kicking off our Wednesdays. We'll kick off with our new, as yet to be named, campaign, being DM'd by Jake, while I go and craft season 2 of Adventures in Umbranthal. So, thank you all for joining us for the first part of our journey with these characters. We look forward to you joining us for our one-shots in May. We are not going to have a campaign stream next Wednesday, but we will have Keeps and Conversations on Monday. So come in, ask any question that you have thus far about season 1, and we will try to answer them. And we will see you all on Monday. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
See y'all soon.
Been
Cheers.
fun.
Chat.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.